Here's a look at a project that I did. I wanted to see if I could make a pair of shoes completely out of paper. And yes, I did. This project was very tedious, probably too tedious for me to repeat. Anyway, this is how I did it. Here are the pieces that I used for the pattern. I used hot glue, scrap paper, paperboard, pair of scissors, some masking tape to hold things together, pencil, craft paper, and I use this paper cutter to make the thin strips that you'll see later on in the video. First, I cut 2 pieces each of this particular pattern piece. One for each shoe. Cut the bottom piece. Stuck it together. Once I have everything lined up, glued it. The second long piece went on the bottom. Checked it against the dowel's foot. Used some paper, rolled it up into a cone, and then I checked to see what length I needed to make them in order to make the heel. I put the dowel shoes, attached it with the masking tape to her foot so that I could get an accurate measurement of where I needed to cut that piece of paper that I used for the heel. Once I did that, I filled it with hot glue. Then I attached it, covered everything with the craft paper. I used black for the sides and the top. Used the paper cutter to make thin strips of silver. This is how it turned out once I got it assembled. On the inside where that toe strap is, I put a bead of hot glue there to keep the shoe from sliding off of her foot. It held it in place really well. After this, I used the thin strips to decorate the shoe, and this is close to finished product. Put the thin strips across the front. I put some more on the back of the heels and stuff. Again, this was a tedious project, but it turned out well. I was able to make the shoes completely out of paper and hot glue. Here's a look. She likes them. I wanted to make heels, and her feet are kind of flat, so that was a little bit of a challenge. Making them into platform shoes gave me the ability to keep her feet pretty flat, but give her that high heel look on her shoes. You can see the back, the bottom I used red. So these were red, black, and silver. Here's a few more looks. It was a project. I don't like tedious projects, so I probably won't make these again. I may, probably just not out of complete paper, just because cutting the little strips was a bit much for me. But I was able to do it, so challenge complete.